Okay. These rom-com promo PR relationship things that they got going on are just doing way too much. But I'm kind of still eating it up. Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are back with another video, and today we're talking about something that I didn't think that I was actually going to on this channel, but I feel like it lends itself to a greater conversation that I feel like would be impactful to have, and that has to do with on-screen romances translating into off-scene scandals and infidelity. Or maybe not exactly that, but that's just the vibe that it's giving. Basically, think two actors that play love interests in like a movie or a show, and then it actually comes out a little bit later that they actually weren't doing too much acting, and in fact, they were being love interests in real life as well. And what really inspired this video was the recent controversy or drama, however you want to describe it, that Euphoria's Sydney Sweeney and Top Gun's Glen Powell have gotten into with their recent rom-com that's slated to come out at some point this year called Anyone But You. And the fans, the media, and pretty much everyone thinks that their chemistry off screen is a little interesting, to say the least.
We love Australia.
We did like so many activities. Sydney was like our social chair. We had an activity every weekend that everybody went out and did.
Oh my goodness. Well, damn it. Maybe I think so too now. And this all really got me thinking, why do actors that play love interests do this? How much of it is real? How much of it is fake? How much of it is like their different PR teams saying like you need to play this up at every single outing you're seen at together to really drive promotion and talk for this movie? Because it actually happens a lot, and a lot more than you'd think. To varying degrees, of course. In fact, at least on social media, it's sort of become the prerequisite for like movies or TV shows where people play love interests. Like, I've been seeing people on the internet be asking for ages for love interests to actually seem like they like each other or tolerate each other on press runs, because there are definitely some times when actors clearly just do not like each other, and anytime they're seen out in public, they're always like distanced apart. The chemistry is just off in real life, and they really just play up the fact that those are characters and the two actors together are just friends, if even that. So with the rise and prevalence of these off-screen romances, if you can call them that, I thought it'd be interesting to dive into just a little bit of the history behind these sort of PR relationships, highlight some notable ones that we've seen throughout the years, why they happen, and then really getting into the Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell debacle, because there's a lot going on there and I feel like I have some opinions that I would like to express. But before we do any of that, if you are new to the channel, I'm pleading with you, subscribe. Yeah, we're getting really close to 200K, I'm not sure if you noticed. We're at like 191 right now as of recording this. And I think it would feel a lot better if you could say that you were here before 200,000 subscribers than after 200,000 subscribers. Like, it just has a certain ring to it, you know? Because 300K is cool. Like, saying you're here before 300K is cool, but 200K, there's just something extra extra special about being there for 200K. So hit that subscribe button and also leave a like on this video if you have not already, because it helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Also, while you're at it, you can follow me on all my social medias at Imurgency on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, where I post so much more content. So if you want to get more from me for whatever reason, do that. But let's talk romance. Now, PR relationships, or at least promotional drama to promote a project, is nothing new, especially not in the lifetime of Gen Z, because I feel like we grew up heavily in the realm of PR relationships and just people doing things just to get their name talked about. Like, the main modern culprits of this have to be the Kardashians. Like, they are known to stir up drama in promotional relationships to either promote a new season of their show, a product that they have coming out, or in some cases to distract for some actual misgivings that have come up in the press and media about someone in their family. And despite how many times the Kardashians have actually gone out and done those sorts of things, the public eats it up time after time after time. Because why? It's entertaining. And why do they keep doing it? Because it's lucrative. And that's the main thing about promotional or PR relationships. Like, if it's going to happen, it needs to be, for one, entertaining for the public to engage in. Like, it needs to be gagging, or at the very least, somewhat interesting to get people to talk about it. Because if you pair two people together, whether that be just two celebrities, two actors on the same set, or musicians together ahead of a new album or music release, there needs to be some intrigue there. And then two, it needs to actually serve a purpose. And this is not to say that all relationships in Hollywood are fake or for some sort of promotion, because there are a lot of times where things are like speculated to be PR relationships that actually end up being real relationships. But at the end of the day, there's also like a brand aspect to that. And if there is some money to be made through someone's image and who they're with, they are going to take that opportunity. Whether that be promotional for the projects that the celebrities are working on or literally just brand deals themselves. Like I think of Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's marriage being sponsored by Dolce & Gabbana, or Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra's wedding being sponsored by a slew of different brands. There's a monetary benefit there. Although those cases aren't the best examples because those are actual marriages and there's real love there outside of the whole celebrity image of it all. But that's just an example of using joint star power to really rake in money through different branded sponsorships or having that sort of financial incentive. But getting more into Hollywood specifically and like promotional PR relationships, these are honestly nothing new, especially when it comes to rom-com movies or just like a movie where there are clear love interests. These sort of speculations and outings of like, are the two main characters that play love interests actually in love in real life or is it just on screen? That whole drama is often played up in those specific genres because it gets people talking about the movie and it gets people wanting to show out and show up to said movie. Like you have examples like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart who played love interests on Twilight and then actually ended up dating afterwards. And I remember being in like early middle school at the time when everyone was like, oh my God, are they actually in love? Like, is it just for show or is it like for real? And it turned out to be for real, at least for a little while. But like that whole drama really did play up into the movie. Like it made people want to see the movie and talk about them both more. And there are more examples of this. Like you have Jenna Dewan and Channing Tatum in Step Up, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie from Mr. and Mrs. Smith coming out and being a couple after being love interests in a movie. And then more recently you have examples like Zendaya and Tom Holland, who played love interest in the Spider-Man movies and then actually became love interests in real life as a result of it. And I feel like everyone can remember the press runs from like the first movie to like the second movie, seeing just like the difference in interactions and especially the differences between the first, second, and third, and seeing how the two interact in interviews before and after they've been announced to actually be a couple. But I feel like those, with the exception of like the Kristen Stewart Robert Pattinson one, didn't really cause a lot of drama. They just caused intrigue because it's like a are they, aren't they sort of thing. When it comes to like the drama, when it comes to like the real juicy stuff that gets people talking about a movie, in recent times, my mind races to the cast of Don't Worry Darling. The Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde allegations and drama really took up a lot of last year. In my opinion, really came and promoted Don't Worry Darling because I feel like that wasn't a movie that was going to be as big as it was. Like don't get me wrong, I still haven't seen the movie, but I would not have even known about its existence if it weren't for the drama of like those two castmates. Like I still don't even know the full scope of the drama that was going on there. I just know that cast members that play love interests on screen, but have off-screen love interest allegations while also having their own individual partners equals quality drama and also quality promotion for that movie. Like I said, people want to see the drama. People want to see what exactly everyone's talking about when it comes to like, oh my God, are they really acting? Like, is there actually some genuine love or interest going on with these love interests? Courtney, I know, I'm sorry, but walk with me. Like there's just something about it that's just so interesting and so gripping. And by now everyone knows this. Like it's gotten to the point where you have people that actually aren't involved with each other as far as we know, going as far as to like create these different allegations or like this different drama of like, oh my God, are they together? Are they not? For like different projects. Like think of the recent Creed movie. You have Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson. Two people that outwardly show that there's like chemistry on and off screen, both in the movie and then at the different premieres or press opportunities that they'd have together, where it could just really be seen like they care for each other as friends, but there could possibly be more, even though there's not, as far as we know. And like I said, it's up to speculation as to like why these things necessarily happen. A lot of people think it's definitely set up by people in entertainment to promote movies, projects, and things like that. And other people believe that it could just genuinely be an attraction that just happens from working together for months at a time. Or it could really be a mix of both. And I feel like that context is very important and very interesting when we get to talking about the drama with Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell going on right now. So I was initially introduced to this via Twitter, seeing different pop culture accounts react to this one video of Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell interacting with each other on the set of their movie that they're filming. And initially I didn't think much of this, like yeah, they are very close together and the smiles are definitely smiling. Like it could be a flirty thing, but it also could just be so many other things as well. Like who's to say this isn't a part of the movie after they said cut, that they're like rehearsing or redoing. I know it sounds like I'm going hard to defend them right now. I'm just giving different options. But alone, this would not have been as big a deal as it turned out to be if the internet didn't do what it's best at, which is to look deeper and to try and spin it into something negative. More context for those of you who didn't know, because I didn't before making this video. Both Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney at the time that this video was recorded, not the one that you're watching, the one that I just showed you, both were in committed relationships at the time. Glen was committed to his girlfriend and Sydney has a fiance. So given that context, the cheating rumors were spiraling on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else on the internet, to the point where Glen's now ex-girlfriend unfollowed Sydney Sweeney on Instagram and things really started getting put in motion. And before all these actions took place, the unfollowing and then the eventual breaking up of Glen and his girlfriend at the time, I would have said this is just like regular rom-com will they won't they promo. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the sort of stuff that gets people talking about the movie and get people hyped for the movie. Because the movie, as far as I know, doesn't really have a release date right now. I think they either just wrapped filming or they're still in the process of filming in Australia. And according to the rom-com playbook, they're doing everything right to set this up to be a dramatic moment, but it just seems to have gotten too far. Because after this video, more and more stuff was coming out of just them interacting on different press tours and how they would be really affectionate towards each other. Like recently they were seen at CinemaCon talking about their movie, and according to Variety, the chemistry between the actors was apparent during Comic-Con, with the two sharing flirtatious banter in front of fans. When addressing the audience about their attendance, Powell joked that he and Sweeney didn't mind appearing because they love seeing ourselves on the big screen. Sweeney replied, "Oh please, Top Gun," referring to a nickname that she has for the Maverick star, to which he replied, "I love when she calls me that." That was the straw that did me in personally. Like, not just the nickname, but also the reply. Like, "I love when she calls me that." Like, you're sick and nasty. Like, definitely not quelling any of the allegations being brought up against them, because that is just adding fuel to the fire. Clearly it's working because it has me and so many other different people on the internet talking about it. But it's just a shame because I feel like this has sort of spiraled and gotten a little out of control. Because like I said, Glen and his girlfriend have broken up. Like, no one knows whether it's directly because of this whole press run, because of Sydney Sweeney, or because of whatever. And no one knows the reasoning except for those two. But the timing of it all definitely does not help the storyline. And then after that, there were a bunch of allegations over Sydney and her fiance, whether they're still being together, because paparazzi were leaking pictures of them not seeming the most lovey-dovey. And it's just like a whole thing. It really is a whole thing. And I feel like when it comes down to it, it's really important that yes, portions of this are for entertainment and are entertaining and are for like promoting the movie that they're a part of. But also it is equally, if not more important, to really highlight the people behind this and to allow people to have privacy in their own lives. Like, yes, stuff is going to get out there, like pictures are going to get out there because paparazzi are just not going to stop doing their jobs. But I feel like the public can do a lot better job of being kinder to the people involved in whatever scandal drama is going on at the time. Because we've seen time and time again what happens to people. And then when people that are consuming that media are also against them. Like I feel like the number one example of that is Britney Spears. I don't feel like we're there, but I also think it's important to make sure that we're not approaching there or anywhere close, and just allow people to have their privacy. And lastly, I just want to talk about my opinions on PR relationships as a whole and what I think about the whole thing. Honestly, I think that these PR moments are fun. Like, they are fun, especially and more so when they're done right. Like, they 100% breathe new life into a project. Like, a movie alone is cool and all, but with having the will they won't they drama between the actual actors and castmates, it just makes me personally want to see the movie more. Like, if I'm keeping it a buck, if the Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell drama did not come out, I would not be checking for this movie at all, nor would I have even known of its existence. Like, the system and the tactics are working, and as long as both parties involved in the drama are consenting and are in on the drama, then it's just fun. It's honestly a great time as a viewer and as a media consumer. Like, it's just entertaining to see all this stuff go down. But in terms of whether I think there's cheating going on in the whole anyone but you debacle, that's not my tea, but I don't think that there's necessarily cheating going on. Have things been very intimate between two co-stars? Yes. But I don't know. That's not my tea. That's just not my tea. I'm sorry. But yeah, now I want to hear what you think. What do you think of celebrities creating these different dramas and different moments to promote brands, products, or projects that they're working on? Do you find issue with it, or are you just as equally as entertained as I am? I want to hear all your thoughts down in the comments below. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to get here before 200K. Leave a like on this video and follow me on my socials at Imurgency. But other than that, y'all, I've been Imurgency, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.